So we've got enough length here to wrap around our wrist once. We are ready to remove our string from our loom. So we can just carefully pull these out and then pull our weaving through. Set this aside because we might want to make another one. We can reload that with some string in a minute. And now we're going to come to the end that we just loosened and pulled out. And if you want to make it so that you can easily take it off and put it back on, this is how I like to do it. I like to be able to make a little loop and then be able to feed my knot through that little loop. Does that make sense? So the way that I do that is I do another loop knot. I know some of you are struggling with that, so I can help you, but it's just looping my yarn around my finger, and then I take the loose ends and I put it through that loop. And don't just pull it tight randomly. You kind of have to pull it where you want it to go. So you have to kind of pull it slowly and kind of push it and tell it where you want it to end up. So I want it to be right at the end of the woven part, and now I can pull it tight. And then in order to make that little spot where this knot can go through and I don't have to tie it and untie it when I want to put it on, I'm going to make a second loop knot with a little distance in between. So one way to do that is have a friend help you. Put a pencil in between your loose pieces of yarn and hold that there. So you might need another set of hands to do this. We're going to do a loop knot, feed it through that second one. So I'm just feeding those loose pieces through. We can cut all this length off and give it to a friend or use it for another bracelet. Then we're going to slide that loop knot so it's right next to our pencil. So that pencil is just acting like a spacer. I'm going to pull it tight, kind of push it right next to that pencil, and then I can pull that pencil out. I can cut this extra off, and now I'm able to open that little space in between and push that knot through that extra space. And now I can easily, it's like a little slip knot, so I can easily kind of push it through. Let's see if I can do this right now. I can open up a little space in between my yarns, and then I can take that knot and I can push it through that space. And then pull it through, and now I can adjust that to be whatever size I want. So if I'm gonna give it to somebody who's got a bigger wrist, we can make that fit. We can also do a second knot on the weaving itself and make like a smaller and then a bigger size. So you can adjust the size. Now, of course, you can cut these little tails off. You don't need those anymore.